Are you okay?
Yeah. Are you real? Did I make you?
I'm real.
How?
I piggybacked from a pizza dough freezer.
What?
Stay back. If you touch her again, I will kill you again.
Is that what you did? Did you kill me? I am so glad you are here, 11. This is going to be beautiful. So beautiful. And it's all thanks to you.
Stranger, danger, talking stranger things. Together, forever, we're loving stranger things. It's Stranger Things Forever. Rewatching season 4 from the start to the finish. It's Stranger Things Forever. Every podcast we do will cover just 10 minutes. Stranger danger everywhere. I hope that you people still care. It's time for me to do it. Let's get to it. Come on, everyone.
Good morning, stranger friends. Rise and shine. Happy Friday. Happy November 21st. This is the last Friday that we will ever have where Stranger Things 5 isn't a part of our life. I guess yesterday was the last Thursday and the day before was the last Wednesday, but this was the first time I thought about saying it and the first time it really sunk in. At this time, next week, pretty much everyone who watches the show will know what happens in those first 4 episodes. And as I said, my podcasting schedule got a little blown out of whack when I discovered that the show isn't going to be out until 8 p.m. that first evening. So just timing wise and for my health and sanity, it might be a few days now before we get the first episode of Stranger Danger 5. And at that point, I will have watched the 4 episodes. My plan was originally to just watch the first one and go in blind talking about it. But you know what? It doesn't really take that much away from it because I'm going to be so excited to watch these shows and probably watch them more than once and talk about them with all of you in the upcoming weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's really where the brunt of these episodes will be coming up and where most of us will be thinking and trying to kind of guess what's going to happen next and come up with all kinds of theories. That's the exciting part. Yes, people have been doing it, trying to figure out what they think season 5 is going to be for years, based on the trailers, based on little videos they may have seen. I saw yesterday that Netflix and Stranger Things put out a video of 11 training, and I watched 2 seconds of it, and I said, no, I don't want to see this. I want to see these things in the episode. I want to experience them in the episode. Trailer, fine. those first 5 minutes, I just couldn't turn away. I wanted to, but I couldn't turn away. But this stuff, I'm like, nope, I don't want to see this. And now the next time, like it pops up, I'm like, oh, this is the video, this is the trailer they put out. Not the trailer, the clip they put out. I don't want to see these clips. We're going to watch it Netflix. We're going to watch it Stranger Things. You don't have to worry about us. But before we even get there, we still have another half of the piggyback to get through. So I'm not going to waste any time this morning. I started a little later than I wanted to. So I'm going to jump right into the next 10 minutes right now. This might be a short one, but that's okay. That's okay. We still have time, and some pretty exciting things happen in this one. So I'm going to be talking about it right now as we cover the next 10 minutes of the Piggyback. Hate is a strong word. It's not a word I throw around lightly, but my goodness, do I hate Jason. Lucas is trying to appeal to him, to talk to him, as a gun is pointed on him. We pick up right in the attic of the Creel house, and Lucas is telling him, we call him Vecna. I like that. Not his name is Vecna. We call him Vecna. I just like that touch. He lives in another dimension, and that's why you can't see him. Now, again, if you are Jason and you are claiming that these kids are Satanists, and then they start talking about some evil you can't see in another dimension, you're probably thinking to yourself, I knew it. I knew they were dealing with things they shouldn't, that they shouldn't be dealing with evil. And he's like Eddie Munson and his Hellfire acolytes. Buddy, these are nerds who like to roll 20-sided dice. But okay, cool. His Hellfire acolytes. You summoned this Vecna? And he's like, no, you're not listening, okay? Listen, there's no cult. There never was. And he's like, what about Chrissy? Oh, she was buying drugs. He's like, liar. No. He's like, you understand, Chrissy was seeing terrible things that Vecna was forcing her to see. He's like, no. If she was having this issue, I could tell you're lying, because if she was having this issue, if she was scared, if she needed help, she would have come to me, not Eddie, not that freak. He's like, you're wrong about Eddie. He says, no, man, but I was wrong about you. I should have never let you in the door. And I love that Lucas doesn't back down. He's like, I should have never knocked. I thought I wanted to be like you, popular, normal. But it turns out normal's just a raging psychopath. And Jason he's fully prepared to shoot this boy. He says, you have 5 seconds to wake her up. 4, 3, and then Lucas is like, screw this, and just runs at him and tackles him. Meanwhile, at that exact moment, Jason pulls the trigger. He shoots him. Well, he attempts to shoot him. That is attempted murder right there. It's not just a scared kid who panicked and is frightened and like threatening. He pulled the trigger. To me, like, there is no coming back. Pulling the gun is one thing, but using the gun, nah. You Dunsky, kid. So they always talk about Vecna having a hive mind, but what about the Sinclairs? Because at the exact same moment that Lucas charges at Jason, Erica gets the upper hand on hat-headed prick. Like, spins on him, kicks him in the nards, takes the flashlight, smashes him in the face. Meanwhile, we're back up in the attic. So she gets away from him, or at least she's running away from him. And Lucas and Jason are in a full-fledged fist fight. Say that 5 times. Full-fledged fist fight. And while that happens, Max is just like sitting there in the trance. Jason steps on her Walkman, and you could see it's just a quick shot. And Lucas is like, no, like, because he knows that is the kind of the key to keeping her safe, getting her out of the trance. I feel like if he had to, he would take the Walkman and put it over her ears. But like, when the time comes, we know the time comes now, he doesn't have the Walkman. So we jump back into Max's mind, and Vecna flings her up against the wall. And did I miss when he says, it's time, Maxine? Like he said it again? That might have been right after I finished the last 10 minutes. These 10 minutes are folding in on themselves. Time is a flat circle. But anyway, he flings her up against the wall, and now she's like frozen up against the wall, much like 11 had him frozen up against the wall in the past, much like he had one of the other kids like stuck up against the wall, much like 11 had Brenner up against the tank, like arms out, stuck there like you're in one of those rides where it spins around and you stick to the wall, which I've done. And he just slowly walks up and he's like, "You are brave, Maxine. Much braver than your brother." It's like, oh, really pushing it in. But in the end, you are all weak and fragile. Wait a minute, let's see if I can do it.
But in the end, you are all weak and fragile, just like him, like all the rest of them. And you will break.
And then he raises up that disgusting big Vecna claw, places it over Max's head, and he's about to do his magic mojo, and then whoop, out of nowhere he flies across the friggin' room, and he's just now stuck in the middle of the gym in the air. He has no idea what's going on. Max has no idea what's going on. And then she looks up and she's like, "What?" And then you see first you see her feet and just slowly walking up like the hero approaching. You see 11 with her hand raised, her nose bleeding, and she is just keeping Vecna frozen in place. It is one of the most epic shots of this entire series, and she does the little thing where she slowly turns her hands. And what I love about that is that's turning him around. Now, he, at this moment, has no idea what's going on. He's not expecting this. He's inside Max's mind. What could possibly be doing this? And as she turns him around, you can see you get to see the satisfying look on his face as he forces his head down, and he's like, "What the hell?" And he just says, "You." And 11 just looks at him and says, "Hi," takes him and flings him across the room into like the stadium seating. What do they call those things? The benches. They call them something. The bleachers. My brain, it's morning. He flings him into the bleachers. He goes flying right through them, and he is down. He's down, but there's no way he's out. We cut into the upside down outside of Eddie's trailer, and he's driving his bike saying, "Come get me, you sons of bitches." Like he is right, and they are chasing him. They are after him. Meanwhile, in the regular Hawkins, in the regular trailer, Dustin's not going to sit by and do nothing. There's no rope for him anymore, so he friggin' just goes for it. He sets up a chair, and he runs and he jumps and he makes it. He makes it to the edge of the gate. He pulls himself through and he lands hard. I think he might have hurt his ankle. Meanwhile, Eddie is flying as fast as he can, but he eventually falls off his bike, and now he just starts running. Like he realizes, but then he realizes something for a second. Like a thought goes over his head, over his mind, and he's like, "I'm not going to run." You know, he talks about how he always runs away. He ran and left Chrissy there. And then he thinks about, look at us, we're not heroes. But then he realizes something. He's like, I can be a hero. In this moment, we can all be heroes, if just for one day. And it looks heroic. It reminds me of Jon Snow when like this army is coming at him. You just see this back shot of him. He holds his shield, he holds his spear, and these friggin' bats just start coming at him. He's holding the shield as much as he can as these bats are just surrounding him. No one's got him yet, but they're making their way downtown, and they it doesn't look quite good for our buddy Eddie, but I'm holding out hope. We jump quickly to Russia as we see Hopper running from the Demodogs. You just see Joyce for a second looking panicked because she's watching this whole thing on the security footage, and she looks and she sees these electric cattle prods. I think hopefully she can use something like that to help Hopper to take out the Demodog, but we only see them for a brief second as we jump back into Hawkins. Erica got away from Hat Prick and is running straight to the Creel house, running into the Creel house. Meanwhile, inside the Creel house, we still have Jason and Lucas in a full-fledged fist fight. I said it again. And I mean, Lucas is getting some shots in, but freaking Jason takes a vase, this big glass vase, and smashes over his head. And then Lucas looks defenseless, and it looks like Jason comes up and stomps him. I mean, it is brutal. I hate him. We all hate him. That's one thing. Some people can feel bad for Billy. Nobody feels bad for Jason. We jump back to Max's mind, where 11 has caught up to Max, and she goes over to see her, and Max is like, what is going on? She's like, are you real? Did I make you? And 11 takes her hand, holds her hand, and just says so matter-of-factly, I'm real. And it's a nice moment. It's a nice, thoughtful moment, letting you know, I'm real. I am here to help you. And then Max says, how? And 11, it completely takes you, it gives you a little funny little moment, because she just says, again, so matter-of-factly, I piggybacked from a pizza dough freezer. And it's exactly what 11 would say. And Max is like, what? And just as Max is confused, showing her confusion, we hear a rumble in the background, and Vecna gets up. And 11 tells Max, stay back. And then she just walks up to him and says, if you touch her again, I will kill you again. I loved that. And Vecna said, is that what you did? Did you kill me? And then he said, I'm so glad you're here, 11. This is going to be beautiful. And then he says, and it's all thanks to you. And you realize, I think he means everything that has happened, everything that's happened to him. And when he says what's going to happen is going to be beautiful, he doesn't mean with Max, he means everything. And he's saying it's all because of you. Thank you. And then he flings all this pieces of wood at her, but she deflects them. Then he grabs her and starts whipping her around in his mind, telekinetically, back in the pizza shop. The four kids are just sitting there. Literally, they're doing nothing. They're just watching, but they're seeing lights flickering, and they're seeing 11 flickering, and Mike's like, he's fighting her. He's fighting her right now. And they know that it's going down. So the remainder of our final minute, Dustin makes his way outside of the trailer. He made it to the Upside Down. He made it through the gate. And now he is limping out of Eddie's trailer. He's screaming for Eddie. He has no idea where Eddie might be. But then he looks off. He's screaming his name. He looks off in the distance, and he sees and hears these bats. And now you can see them all just spinning in like a cyclone. And he screams, Eddie! And we jump over and we actually see Eddie now in the middle. It's like the eye of a tornado of demobats. And he, as they're getting close, he's just fighting them off as he can, one by one, the best he can. He falls to his knees for 1 second, but then he gets up and he just screams, come on! And then we do actually jump back into Maxine's mind for 1 second, where 11 gets flung across the room. And that's where we come to an end. That's where this 10 minutes ends. It's a wild one, because for 10 minutes now, we have no idea what's going on with Steve, Robin, and Nancy. They're hung up by the vines. Hopefully they're struggling and they're able to breathe. Lucas seems to be in big trouble with Jason, but Erica got away, so maybe Erica can go and help. Meanwhile, Will and Mike are just kind of watching with Jonathan and Argyle as 11 is battling Vecna in Max's mind. It is tremendous. And we do get a moment of Hopper running still from the Demodog, and of course, Eddie just standing his ground, doing what he can to fight these bats, holding them off for as long as he can. And that's it. That pretty much covers these 10 minutes. And again, things are exciting, things are scary, things are happening, and I'm looking forward to continuing and watching the next 10 minutes and talking about the next 10 minutes tonight. And I hope you will be here for that. But until then, in the meantime, you can follow me on all the socials at Geek Mentality, except TikTok, which is Geek Mentality Mike. We also have a Facebook page, Fans Not Experts, and a YouTube channel, Fans Not Experts. That's because the website where all my podcasts can be found is fansnotexperts.com. However, if you just care about Stranger Danger, that's cool. We got you. You can just go to strangerdangerpodcast.com, follow strangerdangerpodcast.com on Blue Sky, or follow Stranger D Pod on Twitter. That is it. And if you're on Apple, you can give me a star rating or a review. That'd be cool. If you're on Spotify, you can hit that star. Boom, just press it. Like, you don't even have to think about it. You just kind of press the star. I think 5 is again the lowest you can go. I don't know. That's what I heard. And just kind of press it and move along. If you're on YouTube, just give a like to one of these videos. That's cool. And yeah, that's it. All right. I will talk to you tonight, my friends. I think we're getting pizza or calzones tonight, so that's pretty exciting. That's feels like a Friday night dinner. I took my dog for a walk yesterday, and I saw this pizza place that I guess opened recently. So I sent I found the link online. I sent it to my wife, and before I even came home from walking my dog, she's like, "You want to get dinner there tomorrow night?" I said, "Don't mind if I do." I said it just like that. So that's what I'm doing tonight. Before, of course, I come back and talk to you guys. So I will see you then. Have a wonderful Friday. And until tonight, my friends, thank you again for listening. Thank you for subscribing. And remember, it's people like you and people like me. People like Stranger Things fans all over the world. We are the ones who help keep Stranger Things alive forever. Yeah, morning voice. That's as high as I'm getting.
Fans Not Experts.